if you have a resume, every person who is working should have an up-to-date resume. But I don't understand, people just say, well, I didn't have time, I'm working too hard, I'm working too many hours. Have your resume updated. Update it every 6 months. And in order to do that, above and beyond whatever performance review system you have at your companies, if you work for someone, write down your achievements and try to quantify them as much as possible. How did you make a difference? What did you change positively? How did you decrease costs? How did you enlighten people who weren't enlightened before? Whatever it is, just keep a running list in your computer. And then that way, when it's time to update your resume, you can do it much more easily. And with resumes, just a couple quick ideas about resumes. I had almost an argument with one of my clients very recently, in fact last week, where she sent me an email and said, I know someone who works for the Department of Labor, I know someone who works for a search firm, and someone who works for a company, and they all said a resume should be 1 page. And I said, really? 1 page? And this woman happens to be in her mid-50s. So I said, why would you insist on a 1-page resume? I said it's like saying I want to get married, but I don't care who the man is. You know, really. And she laughed, and she said, oh, I know someone like that. But the truth is, a resume is 2 pages, period. Not 3, not 4, not 1, not half a page. 1 page is for someone who's entry level. That's it. And an objective, the old objective that we used to call it years ago, is great. If it is specific and focused, it's another opportunity for keywords, which the majority of companies use ATS software. So, like it or not, you've got to have keywords on everything that you write, and that's an opportunity for keywords. And then I recommend having a keyword section, actually, as well, that's just bulleted, and those are only technical terms. They're not, great communicator or team player. Those are not keywords. Those are things that you talk about in an interview. It's very important to have a profile or summary on the top of your resume. It's a succinct paragraph that creatively describes who you are and your background. And that if the reader the human reader reads it, they'll get the most pertinent information they want from that paragraph. And 85% of the content on your resume should be accomplishments, not a job description. It should not read like a job description. You should just have a little paragraph that talks about your regular, what you do in your job. And then volunteer and community work is great, except if it's too controversial in nature. Then I would recommend leaving it off. And also use, my favorite font is Arial, but make it readable, lots of white space. And this sounds funny, but don't send your resume out on weekends, because everybody else does. Any questions about a resume? I kind of rattled through quickly. It's great if you're working or not working. It's a great idea at your levels to have a professional bio. Sometimes if you work for a company, they'll have one for you, but it's a great thing to have on the shelf as well, because there are going to be situations where a bio is more useful than an actual resume. And then if you have an opportunity to write a cover letter, the old cover letter, or a cover email, you keep it succinct. It's a couple, 2 to 3 paragraphs. It's like writing direct mail. Michael and I were talking about Advo systems, direct mail. Direct mail, you're sending something to someone who doesn't know you. So it's got to be, open with a bang. Don't say, I am writing to apply for the banana peeler job I saw advertised, because that's really dull. And the biggest mistake I see are that letters are too long, cover letters. And also get rid of that dear sir and madam thing that people still actually write, or dear HR person. If you do not have the actual name of someone, leave it off and just start the letter. If you can't find the person's name. And finally, use bullets in a letter, and please proofread it.